What's up, world? I'm Cameron McKinney, and this is Pop Culture Spotlight, a podcast about the movie Monkey Man. Here's a quick synopsis. An underground fighter in India who goes by Monkey Man seeks revenge on the man who ruined his life. Standout performances. I've said this before. What makes Dev Patel a great leading man is his likability. It gets you to root for the characters he plays, and that's something he consistently brings to every movie he's in. But I don't view him as an actor who's been typecast. The characters he plays are vastly different. Jamal from Slumdog Millionaire, Saru from Lion, David Copperfield from The Personal History of David Copperfield, and Gawain from The Green Knight. With all of these performances, Patel is showcasing his incredible range. He's underrated in my opinion. His best performance for me was in David Lowery's The Green Knight, which was overlooked by audiences. Monkey Man is a different kind of performance from Patel. It sees him in the role of action star, and some might find it hard to see that from the guy who played Anwar on Skins. But Patel does more than enough to be believable in the role. As most of you are aware, with Daniel Craig no longer playing James Bond, there is a search for a new James Bond, and one of the names people bring up the most is Dev Patel. Yes, Dev Patel is one of those actors who is constantly being talked about online. There are many fans who want him to be the next James Bond, and that list is growing because of this movie. And here's my take on this. Would I want to see it? Absolutely. But Dev Patel is far too established to play James Bond. Bond is the type of role that makes an actor famous. Yes, I want to see Patel star in more action movies, but Bond is not the way to go. Patel is not only the star of Monkey Man, he's also the film's director and co-writer. It really does feel like a passion project for the actor. Here's what Patel told Rolling Stone about his love of action movies. Quote, "I've loved this genre for so long, and it felt like it never quite gets its due. There have been a lot of incredible action movies over the past decade, don't get me wrong, but as a fan, it's like watching a girl you've always admired or been madly in love with at school who's always dating the wrong guys or are constantly with people who treat her badly. I'm like, you're way too good for them. You deserve better. You are worth so much more." Patel is clearly somebody who wants to elevate the action genre, and the action genre really is one that can be elevated. We've seen it before with George Miller and the Mad Max movies, the Wachowskis with the Matrix films, and of course the John Wick movies. And I think the two keys to action franchises are this: the star of the movie, that's always key. I mean, Keanu Reeves is a star of the Matrix films and the John Wick films. That's not a coincidence. They picked the perfect movie star to lead those franchises. And the other key factor is the quality of the action itself. It just can't look cool anymore. I think people want to see believable action sequences. Now, I know that's really difficult, but if it looks cool and if it looks somewhat realistic, people are going to enjoy it. And that's what you get from Monkey Man. You get a leading man that people are going to care for in Dev Patel. He is the perfect guy to lead a movie like this. And you get really good, high-quality action. I even think that people will overlook the flaws of some of these movies if the action is really good. Like the new Roadhouse movie is getting criticized a lot because people did not care for the action in that movie. Yes, it was a fun movie, but I think what people want most from their action movies is really good action sequences. The plot of the John Wick movies are great, but is anybody really talking about the plot? No, they're talking about the hyper-realism action sequences. And I can't stress this next thought enough. I say this in every podcast I do now. It's about the look of these movies. The cinematography of Monkey Man is fantastic. It's a movie you want to look at. That is a crucial part of the movie. Talk about every great movie I've ever liked. What do they have in common? They look great. The Dark Knight is one of the best looking movies ever. You can't just make an action movie and think I'm going to like it. The movies themselves should look good. And this movie, Monkey Man, looks great. And you can't tell me that people don't care about the look of action movies. Remember The Gray Man? I liked The Gray Man more than most people, but people were criticizing the look of that movie. They want really good looking action movies. That's why Mad Max Fury Road is beloved. That's why the John Wick movies are beloved. And that's why I believe in the coming years, Monkey Man is going to become a beloved action film. A producer on Monkey Man and one of its biggest advocators is Jordan Peele, who has become a significant filmmaker with Get Out, Us, and Nope. And he's also produced Spike Lee's BlacKkKlansman, Nia DaCosta's Candyman, and Henry Selick's Wendy and Wild. Here's what Peele told Entertainment Weekly about producing Monkey Man. Quote, "I came into the process when the film was already shot. He had a vision of it, and he was feeling defeated for several reasons. I saw the film and immediately just want to jump through the Zoom and give him a hug. As a director, I know how hard it is to do what this man did and how hard it is to do it in one's first film as well. All I wanted to do was say, look, this movie needs to be your version of this film. It needs to be the version that you set out to make. My goal would be just to help you realize that," and he took that and ran with it. One of the reasons that Peele is being heralded as a savior for this movie is because Monkey Man was originally going to be a Netflix film. That means it was only going to be on Netflix. It wasn't ever going to make it to movie theaters. And how I look if a movie should be on a streaming service or in theaters is a case-by-case basis, but in the case of Monkey Man, I truly do believe this is a movie that was deserving of a theatrical run. Dev Patel put his all into making this movie. He had a clear vision, and the movie itself feels like an event. It feels like a movie you've never seen before. Yes, does it have familiar touchstones? Absolutely, but it feels wholly original and worth your time and worth you leaving your home. I talked about this a few weeks ago with Roadhouse. I actually do believe that Roadhouse deserved to be on Amazon because it feels like a streaming movie. Like Roadhouse just feels like a movie you watch at home and you don't drive to a movie theater to go see. I feel the exact opposite about Monkey Man because Monkey Man feels like something new and it feels like a film, if that makes any sense. Steven Soderbergh always talks about the differences between movies and film. Well, guess what? Monkey Man feels like a film, and I hope that makes sense. I quite can't put words to it, but Monkey Man is a film, not a movie. I do want to talk more about Jordan Peele because I do believe he's becoming one of the most significant figures in Hollywood. I mean, he's one of the best directors, but now he's producing movies like this as well. I mean, that's how you become a Steven Spielberg type. Yes, Steven Spielberg directs the best movies, but he also produces. Steven Spielberg produced the Back to the Future movies. Steven Spielberg produced the Transformers films. I don't know if Peele will ever reach that kind of success as a producer, but he's becoming a more significant presence in movies, and I think that's a very good thing because he's clearly giving power to directors like Dev Patel and Nia DaCosta. And at the time of its release, BlacKkKlansman was the best Spike Lee movie in about 15 years. That can't be a coincidence. Jordan Peele is having a massive effect on the movies he's producing. Monkey Man is a movie right up my alley, not only because of the brilliant fight scenes, but also because of the fact that the plot revolves around a man seeking revenge to avenge a fallen family member. And that narrative is found in a lot of my favorite movies. The Lion King, the first movie I loved, Gladiator, The Northman, John Wick. The emotional elements in these films are what makes them classics. It also gives the hero a simple journey that's easy to follow, like audiences are going to understand, but within that story, what you're able to do is tell a more complicated tale, and that's what Monkey Man does. Monkey Man is more than just a revenge tale. It's saying a lot about the class structure in India. The movie proves that you can have it both ways. You can make an entertaining action movie that people are going to love, and you can also make something that's a little bit more complicated. Like, you can mix the two things together, and that's what Monkey Man does so brilliantly, in my opinion. Box office. Monkey Man made $12 million during its opening weekend, and some have called that a disappointing outcome, and I would disagree, given the fact that the movie cost $10 million. This is a film that was going straight to Netflix, so for it to go to theaters and make its money back immediately feels like a victory, and who knows, the good reviews could help this movie gain momentum in the weeks to come. I just don't know what is box office success anymore, because it feels like the movies that we all thought were going to make $1 billion aren't going to make $1 billion anymore. Aquaman 2, a movie that was made solely to make money, didn't make money. The Flash didn't make money. So those movies aren't making the money that they used to. So a movie like this, I don't know, it makes its money back in its opening weekend, and that's a disappointment? I don't understand how people view the box office anymore. It makes zero sense to me. This feels like a victory for a movie like this. It made its money back in the opening weekend, and it's going to continue to grow audiences. I don't know if the movie's going to make $50 million at the box office, but this feels like a victory for Patel and the movie Monkey Man. Another factor in all of this is online hype. People that judge box office are going off of the hype that's online. You can't do that. Just because a lot of people are tweeting about their excitement for the movie Monkey Man does not mean the movie's going to make $100 million its opening weekend. I think Monkey Man had a successful opening weekend for a movie that was announced to originally be releasing on Netflix. We need to get back to being reasonable when it comes to box office expectations, especially for a movie like Monkey Man. The last thing I'll say about the box office stuff is that I feel like people just wanted this movie to become the number one movie over the weekend because there aren't a lot of exciting movies out there right now. So they're thinking, okay, here comes a new original film with an actor that we know, a guy we want to be a megastar in Dev Patel. He's a very good actor. I view him as a movie star, but he's not a superstar. He's not a big box office draw. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. He's never been in a hit movie that he was the lead of other than Slumdog Millionaire, and people saw that movie mostly because Danny Boyle directed it. I believe that Dev Patel will become a massive star down the line, but at this very moment, he is not one. It just feels silly to set these sky-high expectations for a movie to perform at the box office, and then when it doesn't, you call that movie a failure. That just seems insane. I just think we should be talking about the creative aspect of this movie, how we're getting a new original filmmaker in Dev Patel. Like, I just love it when actors become directors because you have a history of them as actors. Like I talked about, this guy, we've seen his entire career. If you watch Skins, if you watch The Newsroom, if you watch Slumdog Millionaire, you've seen this guy, and you never would have expected him to direct an epic action movie like Monkey Man. That is something we should be celebrating because in the future, we're likely going to get a second film from Dev Patel that might even be better than Monkey Man. Like, this is the beginning of a great filmmaking career. That's what we should be talking about. Not that it only made $12 million its opening weekend. I'm also hyped around the idea that Dev Patel could possibly star in a future Jordan Peele movie. I mean, that's already being discussed. Who wouldn't want to see that, especially if it means that Daniel Kaluuya, who was also in Skins, is paired with Dev Patel. I would love to see them star in a movie together. I think they are two of the best actors working today. The movie should get you excited for the future for Dev Patel as a filmmaker, as an actor, as a possible action star. I also get annoyed with the people who watch a movie like Monkey Man and again immediately think about him as the next James Bond. Like, he has to go to that bigger franchise, or even the more annoying people who go, well, this means that Dev Patel should star in the next Marvel movie. Monkey Man is better than the last 6 Marvel movies combined. It's ridiculous to wish that upon him. I get it. The people out there loved Marvel movies. I did too, but I think it's time to move on and celebrate films like Monkey Man and celebrate actors, directors, and writers like Dev Patel who have original ideas. Let him build his own franchise in the future if he wants to do so. I am someone who believes that actors turned directors don't get enough credit. I mean, Dev Patel has clearly learned from his craft all of these years, and you can tell from watching Monkey Man that he has a real passion for the movie he's making. I still don't believe that Bradley Cooper has gotten enough credit for both Maestro and A Star Is Born. Look at Ben Affleck's directing career. Argo is a great movie. It won Best Picture. He didn't win Best Director for whatever reason, and he wasn't even nominated. For whatever reason, Clint Eastwood is the only actor who is really looked at as a director. I still don't understand that, really. I know Clint Eastwood has directed a lot of really good movies. He's also directed some really bad ones, but people think of Clint Eastwood as equally a director and as an actor. There is no one else out there like him, and it will probably never happen. I mean, Ben Affleck will always be viewed more as a movie star than a director. Same with Kevin Costner and same with Bradley Cooper. My point is, Dev Patel did extraordinary work on the movie Monkey Man, and if this does not get you hyped up for the next movie he directs, then I don't know what to tell you. So I was interested in this movie Monkey Man the minute I heard it existed, that Dev Patel was making this action movie, because like I've said on this podcast, I followed his entire career and I wanted him to surprise me. That's what I love from actors, is when they do something that surprises you. Yes, we all love when actors do that thing we really love them doing. We love it. We love it when Hugh Grant did 5 romantic comedies in a row, because that's what we wanted from Hugh Grant. We love that Tom Cruise does action movies, because that's what we want from Tom Cruise. But we also love when actors surprise us. And I just had a feeling that that's what Dev Patel was going to do with Monkey Man. Like, he just wasn't going to direct any old movie, because he's not that type of actor. He's only been in one bad movie his entire career, and that was Avatar: The Last Airbender. I mean, I enjoy every single movie he's in. I love his choices. I also look at the directors he's worked with and I went, man, this guy is going to turn into a really good director, because he's going to learn from those masters. I mean, the guy has worked with David Lowery, Danny Boyle, Armando Iannucci, and what Patel brought to Monkey Man is a singular vision, which is something that every great movie needs. It needs a singular vision. The ones that don't have a clear vision are the ones that are not very good. It's early in the year to say this, but right now, Monkey Man is the best directorial debut of 2024. Now, things could change. I would absolutely love for Dev Patel at the end of the year to be one of the 5 nominees at the Academy Awards. Do I think there's any chance that's going to happen? Absolutely not, because Monkey Man is an action movie, and they're still not giving credit to people who make action movies. If Chad Stahelski cannot get nominated for a John Wick movie, then I don't think Dev Patel can get nominated for Monkey Man. Would I do it? Absolutely. I don't think there are going to be 5 better directing jobs this year than what Dev Patel did on Monkey Man. And I also, for the life of me, do not think there's going to be 10 better movies that come out in 2024 than the film Monkey Man. I know that one of the things I've heard Patel talk about is the possibility of a sequel. I would absolutely love that if this became a franchise, if this became Dev Patel's original franchise, because I love it when franchises come out of nowhere. Yes, it's great that there's Batman and there's Superman and there's Spider-Man, but when a franchise can just come out of something organic, I don't know if Monkey Man is going to make the kind of money at the box office to justify a sequel, but I really do hope it happens, because seeing Dev Patel become an action star is not something I ever thought I was going to see, but now it's something I don't want to be without for a long time. I also haven't mentioned this yet, but I love the neck break pace of the movie. It's non-stop action. There are clear, distinct choices being made. Like, this is a movie that was made with purpose. And as you're aware, that's something you don't always get. Thanks for listening to this edition of Pop Culture Spotlight. I'm Cameron McKinney, and there'll be a new episode of the podcast every Thursday on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and I highly recommend you check out the movie Monkey Man. Next week on the podcast, I'm talking about the movie Lousy Carter starring David Krumholtz. So tune into that, and please rate, review, and subscribe.